Mike and I found a lookout point. Are we still in Beaver something or other?
Beaver Bay?
Beaver Bay?
No, we're in Silver Lake or something silver.
Something like that. Anyway, that's I guess according to the thingamajigger we read here, out there, if you look carefully, you can see Wisconsin. But that's the great Lake Superior out there. And this stuff down below us over here is... You're okay, Mike. We're going to go get another view of that over there, but that's the taconite plant. And they make iron ore pellets. And they get shipped out over there. There's a huge facilities over there. But apparently there's a lot of rock climbing and stuff along here. We're still trying to find a place to camp. We did find a bar owner that said, yeah, you can get drunk here and sleep in our parking lot. He don't care.
My kind of bar owner.
Yeah, so we might just go back down to that one. Hang out there. But in the meantime, next. Okay, this is the other view of the plant side. There's just outrageous amounts of this stuff here. It's what they make steel with. Gets loaded onto boats and shipped on down the lake. Definitely quiet now though. Doesn't seem to be a lot of processing going on. That's probably because our steel industry is pretty well toast. Met these crazy women.
I know, we're nuts. Having fun.
Couple of brewskis. This is what happens.
Names?
Jamie. Amanda.
Howdy, neighbors. Well, Mike and I went quite a few miles up north, did some roaming around, and we came back here because we had stopped in earlier to get some beer, restock for camping, and some ice, and talked with the owner, who seemed like an awesome guy. And it turns out he was. He said, you're welcome to come back and hang out here if you want. So that's what we're doing. So tonight we're spending the night right there. I mean, think about it. It's free. We get to go drink beer at the Green Door. And it's a municipal liquor store. We're in one of them states that requires, you can't go into a convenience store and buy beer or liquor or anything, but so you have to go to a liquor store, and this is a liquor store bar, and they are really nice people. We've had a good time. If it weren't for the COVID, this would be a really hopping place nonstop. I just know it. And I've already met a bunch of the locals, had a few beers with them, enjoyed life, what we're supposed to be doing. Having a good time. So that's what Mike and I are up to. We're here having a good time. And again, it's in beautiful country. I mean, when you look at that side of the view, and then I turn around and do this. And there's not that kind of traffic nonstop out there either. But, and Lake Superior is just right over there. I mean, probably, geez, with a bow and arrow, I could probably fling the arrow and hit the lake. But because of the circumstances and the way things are with society right now, you know, with the disease and all, we're, you know, you have to wear masks, you have to do all that kind of stuff, and so that's just the way it is. But in the meantime, cool. Later. Well, that's quite the putt-putt golf course. We're in Grand Marais. There it is. Population 1351.
Minnesota 61 north for 1 mile.
That's a pretty fancy one. Mini putt-putt golf. Well, let's go see what the town has to offer. Well, this is Grand Marais, I believe. We're just roaming around looking for places to go. World's best donuts, huh? Later. Well, this is an interesting spot. Call this the Point. Grand Marais. There's the Coast Guard station. Then they got a lighthouse out there at the other end. Guess you can walk all the way out there. Don't know if that'll happen, but who knows? Another calm morning, except it was windy at first. Coming up here. Wind was sending me all over the place. I can't wait for new steering. Well, I haven't seen much in the way of fish in these waters, though. They must be out a lot deeper. Later. Well, we went up couple of lakes up here. One was a super small boat launch, and that was packed. The other one we didn't even go see. But yeah, the campgrounds are closed. You know, they got like 4 or 5 rangers working on gates, and they put up all these fancy closed signs. It's like, holy cow. No, we don't want you to be out here because, you know, that would be like being in quarantine out in the country. We'd rather have you go back to town and find a hotel that you can't afford. Oh, and they're all full. And no other place to camp. It's just unreal. Trying to find one of the state campgrounds that's open is also kind of confusing up here. Doesn't appear to be a lot of that available either. But it are beautiful. Stopped to get rid of some coffee. I had one mosquito try to bite me, but I got him before he got me. Mike said he ended up with like 30 of them in his van. He had like almost 100 on him. Just in the few minutes that it takes to step out, go visit a tree, and step back in. Oh wow, sunshine. Amazing. First sunshine we've seen today. A lot of beautiful wildflowers out here. I've seen a ton of lupins like that little one right there. That was Trout Lake Resort, Lakeside Cabins. Oh, you gotta go back 4 miles to find them. Alright, we're headed back down to Grand Marais. We did see some camping areas, but they are farther south, so we're going to look at we're going to stop and do laundry, and then we're going to work our way back to the other campgrounds that are free and dispersed. So we're going to go see what that's all about. Later. Howdy, neighbors. Well, Mike and I were looking around and trying to find a place. We went up in the mountains, we went all over. So then we thought, okay, last night we did real good by stopping at a bar and saying, hey. So this is the Wonder Bar here in town, or just out of town. That young lady right there is Terry. She's one of the owners. There's Mike, and then the gnome guy is a chef, and that guy right there is a chef. They are closing this place because of the COVID stuff. This is their campground. They have quirky little trailers that they rent out. And we stumbled in and we said, we saw them out here. Said, you know, we're kind of looking for a place. And they said, well, we're closed, but you guys can hang out here. We're having a party tomorrow. We're having a bonfire tonight. We're just celebrating. We're not open, but for friends, we can have friends over, so you guys are friends. So that's what we're doing. That cabin right there was built in like 1900, something like that. The first governor of the state of Minnesota built that. And they got a hold of it and bought it and brought it here. But anyway, yeah. It's amazing. It's just amazing how you stumble across things. So Mike and I decided from now on, we're just going to go from bar to bar till we find the quirkiest bar in the town. And then we'll go up and say, hey, you know, if we get drunk, can we pass out in your yard? So there we go. That's what we're up against tonight. Later.